I'm on the main road from Shoemeg to Salah Egg, and as you can see, it is fairly quiet. I've brought you out here to have a look at some of my neighbouring properties, and you will see that they're all pretty well kept. There is an Italian guy that owns that one, Hungarian people own that one, German one owns the pink one. This one directly opposite my property is actually owned by the man that owns the pizza shop and pub down the road. If you look down the road, you can see the yellow building on the right. That is the co-op. Opposite the co-op is the village pub. Just going across to my property, one thing to mention: when you buy a Hungarian house, just let the car go past. When you buy a Hungarian house, you own this roadside all the way to the road. I have a little bridge that goes over the ditch. I did get a price to put pipes in here and fill the ditch up so that I could park my car on the front street, and it was about 5,000 at the time, 500,000, 500,000, to put ditching in there and to gravel over the top and then to tarmac across the top so that I could park my car on it. I chose not to, and I've left this walkway or this driveway in, and I put a drive into the front. You will notice that my gates are open. You will also notice that a lot of the shutters are all open, with the windows open because it's warm outside this morning. Driveway was done 2 years ago, so it's a little bit grassy, but fairly natural, I think. The gates are not for security reasons. We don't all have gated houses for security. We have gated houses to tell people it's ours. And your postman would never come through your gates to post a letter. That's why we have letter boxes, and you will be able to see my next door neighbour's one on the front of the house. Nobody ever comes through the gate. They will shout "Yona pot" from the front street to get your attention. I put this secondary fence in, and again, it's not for security. You could walk around it if you wanted to. It is purely because I would like a little bit of privacy when I'm in my hot tub that sits there in the summer. My house has a well. It is drilled down 16 metres. It always has water in. I never use it. You could put a pump in if you wanted to water the plants in the garden, but for me, because it is a holiday home, I don't do that sort of thing. Also to note, on a Hungarian property you will have a neighbour. The neighbour has 1 metre of access to be able to renovate his property, so nothing can touch your neighbouring property. You've got to allow them to maintain it. So even with my fence, it was stopped, and it did cause me a problem because initially when I put the fence up, my neighbour complained to the local mayor, and the mayor come to see me and said, "You can't have a fence that's touching there." Why did he approach the mayor and not me? Because he speaks Hungarian, and he was frightened to approach me because he didn't understand what I was saying. This is quite common. Things can escalate in Hungary, especially with a language difficulty. Coming down the garden, I put this little fence up, like I said, to kind of mark a boundary and make a garden that I felt was manageable. This area here is my garden. 1,000 square metres. The grass grows like billy-o during the summer. My gardener comes in twice a month during the summer to cut the grass and to keep all of the trees sort of in order. You will notice at the bottom of the garden the fence almost disappears, and at the bottom of the garden, right at the bottom of the garden, there is no fence. I have no issues with any kind of security situation around here. I certainly won't be replacing the fence in my ownership. If the new owner wants to replace the fence, he's quite welcome to. The fence on the right hand side is always yours. The fence on the left hand side is always the other person's, and like you can see here, my neighbour has got a fence there, and he's already started ploughing and doing his garden ready for the vegetables in the summer. I get on with both of my neighbours. My neighbour this side, this is what I was trying to say about Hungarian houses. They matter very, very little. The property that is next door to me has never been renovated, and the man will not sell it. It was the house that he grew up in. He now lives 4 doors down, and he only keeps this house purely to do that garden, for no other reason. He doesn't live there. The house is just a storage shed now. He does say that one day he may well renovate it. I don't think I'll see that either, and he's a lot older than I am. Next door that way, he has given a full renovation on that property. It was semi-derelict. He's a bus driver, so he goes out very early on the morning, returns very late at night, so I very, very rarely see him. The house that is next door to him is German owned. Heading back up the garden through the gate, you have got what used to be a garage, now just a junk ground. These are buildings that need maintaining, but you're not actually going to use them really. You know, why would you? Next door to that is another shed that I purely use for firewood and logs, and again storage. There's my lawnmower that I use in the summer. Going back up on the veranda, there's some steps, or would be steps, coming into here. As I've said on my ad, this particular property wants somebody else's stamp put on it now. I haven't put the veranda down, and the reason I haven't put the veranda down is because somebody might only want half a veranda. You might not want a full concrete layer. As you can see, security wise, I have a little wooden door on here, and a window. The window unfortunately has just been broken by my gardener when a stone chipped up, but it has still got the inside one, and I will look to replace that next time I come over to Hungary. In here we have a part brick structure, which is a little bit of an extension from the kitchen. This room I wanted to change into a self-catering type unit, somewhere that houses a little kitchen in this corner, somewhere where you can make yourself a coffee on a morning, a double bedroom, and an ensuite. Ensuite would be very, very easy to do because your water and your sewage is just on that wall. I had all new water pipes and mains put into this property. So as you can see, it's lying there, and then it trawls across the workshop. So all of the water has been replaced. As I said, it comes with the cats because they come back every time I arrive. I have temporarily made some mosquito nets for here, because during the summer we do get a few mosquitoes, and when they get in the house they're a nuisance. This will have been an internal door at one time. I have never replaced it. Somebody asked me about security. It would be very, very easy to break through here. It's double locked, it's double latched, but it is effectively an internal door rather than an external door. Coming into this room, you enter into what was the kitchen. I didn't need a kitchen this big for a holiday home, so we took out this area through here, which was the bathroom, and we made it into a little kitchen. Washing machine, which the Hungarian plumber really didn't understand why I was going to put a washing machine in my kitchen. There is that tiny window, as you can see, exactly the same as next door. They are all built in exactly the same way. There is only that window and the one in the bathroom that faces onto next door. So that's my little kitchen. There is lino down in there and tiles down all the way through this one. Hey you guys, come on. Move yourself out, you know you're not allowed to be in. Coming through here, this used to be the pantry or storage room. There's your other little window. I have blocked it up with glass bricks because, again, it keeps the heat in and there is no need to be looking on to next door. Mind, I would have to climb onto my toilet to stare to see what he was doing, and that's really not important to me. There is a solar heater in here, and that's, I've found, all I needed to warm the bathroom up. Coming through here, this was the major job. I needed new floors all the way through this house. They were mud floors, so the floors now are floating floors on beams right the way through. So coming into this room, it's 5 meters by 5 meters. It's got the original windows, very, very standard. Most of them have rotted away over the years. These were in exceptionally good condition. So I left them. They are just standard or single glazed, but with a secondary glazing in place, and then a mosquito net on the front of that. The one thing I love about this house is the shutters, and they have been installed new. These ones in this room are plastic, and they drop down on your wire at the side, and they are an absolute godsend in the summertime. As soon as you start getting a bit of heat, your shutters go down and it keeps the place really cool. This room has had no decorating whatsoever. It has had some plaster for the plaster arch. There used to be a door in there. But ultimately, this room is still to finish. It's to paint and it's to finish off. Coming through the archway, your laminate flooring starts here. It is stepped so that it is ready to put down in this room. And what I created here was a tiny little corridor, it's a tiny little square box that breaks up one large room into two small bedrooms. So I say small, double bed. You can get a double bed in here. The reason I haven't got a double bed in here is I did have yesterday and I don't today because I moved it so that I could have my bed in front of the log burner. So really there's not an awful lot to see in these two little rooms. As you can see as you go around, there is still a lot of finishing bits to do. The property went on the market earlier than I was going to sell it, purely because I want the investment out of it and to put it into something else. It's my log burner that I had on the other night, and we head back round. There is still a lot of finishings that you might want to add yourself. And the reason that I haven't finished this is purely that it is now available for the Hungarian market and the outside market, and very, very reasonably priced for the local area. Hopefully that's given you an insight into what I'm selling at Turia and an enjoyable video for you. Thanks for watching.